We're talking about real men, and the Apostle Paul would say in 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 6 and verse 7, I have fought the good fight. Now, what are you talking about, Paul? Is this just kind of hyperbole? It's just symbolic language and saying, I got out there and I got up, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I had my coffee. And no. He's saying, I really dug in and I fought. Really, Paul? Really? You fought? Listen to Acts chapter 14. Turn your Bibles over to Acts 14. We're going to begin at verse number 4. But the multitude of the city was divided. Part sided with the Jews and part with the apostles. And when a violent attempt was made by both Gentiles and Jews with their rulers to abuse and stone them, they became aware of it and fled to Lystra and Derbe, cities of Iconium, and to the surrounding area. Now, so what I want you to get here is the Apostle Paul and Barnabas, they're out here preaching, and there are people who are ready to kill them. Now, I want you to pick up with me, if you would, at verse number 19. Then Jews from Iconium came there. Now, these people, they're so upset. When Paul goes to another area, he's in Derbe, they come there. And having persuaded multitudes, they stoned Paul and dragged him out of the city, supposing him to be dead. How many mission trips would you go on if here you go on this stop, they hate you, they want to kill you. You move on to somewhere else, and those people come follow you, and they stone you, and they leave you for dead. What do you suppose Paul looked like? You think he just played possum? I tell you, if they thought he was dead, don't you know that he was bruised and his flesh was broken and probably had a skull fracture? Don't you know? Don't you know how horrible he would have looked? Join me at verse number 20. However, when the disciples gathered around him, he rose up, went into the city, and the next day he departed with Barnabas. I'm not going back in that city, but Paul was a real man. He says, no, I have a mission. And my mission is to preach the word. Verse 21 and 22. And when they had preached the gospel to that city and made many disciples, they returned to Lystra, Iconium, and Antioch. Wait a minute. That's where everybody hates you. Paul said, I've got a mission to preach the gospel. Listen to me, man. You have a mission. You are to be a godly man, a pure man. You are to raise your children to know the Lord. And we need to fight. And we need to stand fast in the faith to do that. Join us again next week for your Daily 180.